Thank you, Robert Gina, for that nice and kind introduction. To my colleagues or listening speakers for our session
Dislodging.
this afternoon, and likewise to the officers
Dislodging
of
regulations sa
PALEC,
mga agents,
headed
di ba?
by Consultant Daphne Berisharte, and to her colleagues as far as the National Directorate is concerned, local board officers, the president
Taas
here
kayo.
of Jensen Rep, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me to do a little twist on the Monday of PARBRES for me to come over. Because when I had consultative meeting yesterday with some of our colleagues in this territory, I found out that there are issues that has to be resolved, particularly in the aspect of salesperson accreditation. Although that was the regional content on the topic on the invitation that was sent to us in the board. But nonetheless, I will still be discussing after the presentation on the crucial issues of the salesperson accreditation. I will be discussing the updates, the regulations that the board had pipeline for all of us, as well as those issuances that we made relative to the practice of our profession. Nonetheless, I'm sure you're also interested not only on the IPO matters, but other development or other policies that the board will still have to prepare in connection with our practice as a professional real estate practitioners. Now, my question would be, as a professional, are you willing to listen to the updates?
Yes.
Akala ko kasi kanina wala. I was sitting, I was looking around. Most of us are sleeping or we're sleeping. And that's why I requested the secretariat or the moderator to do some exercises. And I'm so happy to see your faces now, practically alive and kicking. And I'm sure you will attain the very reason why all of us are here, and that is not only to feed our stomach, but also to feed our knowledge for us to claim to be expert in whatever field we would like to endeavor in the future. Tama po ba?
Yes. Importante na yung
So
topic.
to start with,
Sayang bawa.
can we have the next slide? I will be presenting muna sa inyo. Ano ba, what is the objective of my presentation? Simple lang po. Kaya sabi ko pa nga kanina, I will make presentation for 4 hours. Kaya nyo ba? Sabi ng isang kasama natin sa likod, ay ma'am, wala na kaming fellowship niyan. Meron pa rin. Okay? Kasi yung 4 hours tsaka minus 1-0. Okay, so ibig sabihin, mababa yun, but I only have 14 slides. But bear with me, because I can utilize the 14 slides even in 4 hours. But since we still have the panel, which is also very important to all of us, of which I will be also sitting in the panel, I prepared to shorten my presentation so that I can answer your questions during the panel discussion. Okay lang ba? Okay. So, sabi natin, what is the objective of this particular presentation? We simply could say, for all of you, okay, to know the PRBRES salesperson accreditation and dislodgement, as well as the regulations that we had issued, and as to the issue of the IPO and updates at that matter. This is actually to allow you more or less to examine yourself whether you are updated or were updated by the issuances that the PRC and the PRBRES have issued. And I'm hoping that after my presentation, especially for those who are not updated, you will be getting acquainted of those resolutions or guidelines. I'd like to bring you into the situation where you have said in your oath as a professional, you said and we said, I will follow and observe the Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, including all the laws and rules that the proper authority will issue. So within that particular phrase, not only the Constitution, all of us as a professional are mandated to comply whatever regulations that the PRC and the PRBRES have issued. Isn't it? Bakit ang hina ng yes ninyo? Parang pagod yata. Okay? So, after my presentation, this will now be the expected outcome for you or for the participants to be knowledgeable already. What are the procedures? What are the existing guidelines in matters of accreditation and dislodgement of salesperson, as well as yung mga tinatanong ninyo kanina, sino pa ba ang IPO? Ano ba ang update ng IPO? And what are the other regulations that we have issued of which you were not updated? Or maybe, what are other possible objectives or practically guidelines that the board will still have to issue for all of us to follow? Hindi lang naman kayong susunod, kami din. Okay? So therefore, my presentation is very short. Tatlo lang po. And these are the following topics. One, the guidelines of the salesperson accreditation. And this is in connection with Section 31 of RA 9646, of which the board had issued a Resolution 11, Series of 2021. Can we have the next slide, please? And after that, I will be talking about the IPO. I only have one slide for the IPO kasi update ang hinihingi ninyo. And the last one will be updates already in certain matters, especially our direction as a professional. Okay, next slide please. So I would like to give an advance info. Baba ako ha, kasi nasisilaw ako eh. Yung presentation ko po dyan is just a bullet presentation. Okay? Bakit ko sinadyang bullet presentation? Because I want each one of you, this is the challenge, that after our presentation or maybe the conference, you will go back to your notes and again, internalize of those regulations and the laws that I will be talking about. Okay? So, maski picturean nyo yan, okay lang sa akin. Anyway, yung sasabihin ko, wala naman siya. Okay? So, to start with, I will be discussing Resolution 11, Series of 2021. Ika nga, bababaho ako kasi gusto kong ma-feel ang vibration kung meron pa talaga yung alam sa mga sinasabi ko. Kasi baka mamayang matulog na rin kayo. Okay? So when we talk about PRBRES resolution, oh, by the way, pag sinabing PRC resolution, ibig sabihin niyan, si PRC po as a commission had issued the resolution. But if we can, or we have this particular word, PRBRES, it means that it was the PRBRES initiated the crafting and requested the commission for the approval of that resolution. Are we clear on that? Yeah. Okay, so at least we can talk now on the same level or language as far as some of the terminologies that we are using in the commission. So what is this Resolution 11, Series of 2021? Take note with the year. Kasi pag sinabing series, yun po yung year kung kailan siya ginawa at kung kailan po siya na-approved. Okay? So, section or practically, Resolution 11, series of 2021, is now the new guidelines on the implementation of Section 31 and Section 32A of RA 9646. And this is where we do accreditation of salesperson, and likewise in that particular section, on Section 32, which is the aspect of the practice of a juridical person with a maximum of 20 per salesperson. Broker, bilib ako doon, biglang yes. Okay? So this is actually, or this particular resolution was crafted to address certain issues that we receive from the board, or from our professionals, especially the salesperson. Karamihan doon, bakit ang tagal magpa-accredit? Bakit ang salesperson ang palaging pinapatrabaho ni broker at walang ginawa si broker, but instead to receive the professional fee? Tama ba? Well, that was the feedback that we got. And this was also the solution which we believe that there should be an interpersonal relationship that should establish or be established by the broker who wish to have or had a salesperson. Okay? So dito, if you look at it, we will be talking about the accreditation, we will be talking about the dislodging, we will be talking some reason as I will be presenting to you Resolution 11, and let us connect this to the realization as far as the practice of the brokerage profession. This particular resolution took effect in March 5 of 2021. Anong taon na tayo ngayon? 2023. So how old is the resolution? 2 years. Okay? Ilang months? Pandemic. Pero after the pandemic, bakit tumigil ba tayo sa pag-accredit ng salesperson maski pandemic? No, sir. No, ma'am. Kaya lang, ang nangyari doon, napabayaan natin yung ibang mga salesperson natin that we did not monitor their delegated profession. Kasi delegated yung profession na binigay natin sa salesperson. And they forgot, particularly the salesperson, that they cannot practice the profession independent from the broker. Okay? So to iron out things, we were able to come out with this. Ano pa ang major content if you look at it? Bakit maraming nagre-reklamo? Bakit ang tagal ng processing ng salesperson accreditation? Bakit matagal when we talk about the renewal of the professional or the accreditation card of the salesperson? As far as these guidelines is concerned, madali lang po. Ang matagal lang siguro doon, pag ang salesperson ay nag-submit in the past ng kanyang requirement which is not complete. Now, let us try and let me walk through the guidelines. Okay? In the next slides, please. Sabi ko nga, resolution. So, ito yung topic ko about accreditation, the IPO, and also the updates. Tapos na kami tayo dyan, Sir Jeff. So, can we proceed to the next slide? So, kung titingnan natin, next slide please. Simple lang kasi ang guidelines. And I cannot understand why some of us cannot follow through with these guidelines. Okay. Looking back to Section 31. What is the mandate of Section 31? It is of the salesperson can be accredited by the PRBRES, of which this salesperson is considered to be
Murag
be
500 no. Pilaging mo na investment sa
the responsibility and the accountability of the broker. In the past,
Abort.
who are those persons who went to PRC to allow themselves to be accredited? Is it the broker or is it the salesperson?
Competitor siya sa kanya.
Salesperson. But let's go back to section 31. Responsibility and accountability of the broker are the salesperson. So simply, the board concluded that since salesperson are the accountability and responsibility of the broker, we might as well share this responsibility to the broker. And that's why, under these guidelines, it is no longer the salesperson that will go to the PRC and tell PRC, I want myself to be accredited. But it's time, it will be the broker who has to go to PRC to have the salesperson accredited. However, we also receive feedback. Ang sabi ng ating matured broker, ibig sabihin, senior citizen. Paano yan?
Patip ko na senior citizen si broker.
Ano siya problema niya?
Itirahan
So what we did, if you don't like to go, then issue what? A special power of attorney, delegating an attorney in fact to do such responsibility or that particular function of the broker to facilitate the accreditation of his or her salesperson. Okay? And likewise, if you look at it, sharing of responsibility would mean that the broker, before you allow your salesperson to go to PRC and keep on complaining to the PRC, ang tagal-tagal nyo mag-process ng aking accreditation, better check the documentary requirements of the salesperson. Allow me to correct some wrong notions here when we talk about the academic requirements of the salesperson. No offense. Some of our brokers would say, ay, may 72 units ka na sa college? Then you go to PRC. Under me, apply as a salesperson. I don't know where did you got the 72 units when in fact, our law and our IRR clearly states that it should be at least second-year college. And when we talk about at least second-year college, huwag niyong itanong sa akin, ma'am, college level yan? Okay? So, ibig sabihin, tapos na siya ng 2 semester sa kanyang college, and on the next semester, ano na siya? Third year. Okay. So dapat, yung mga ganong konteksto, it is the broker's responsibility to look at the documents that should be or will be submitted by the salesperson to be accredited under the broker. Meron pang isa na tanong, ma'am, college graduate, pwede ma'am mag-salesperson? What do you think? Yes. Okay? Eh, hindi nga namin alam kung kahapon nga anong sabi, magdo-doctorate na. Thesis na dissertation na lang kulang. Pag-a-apply ng salesperson, hindi na pwede kasi hindi the second year college.
Itong MBA na to, itong REM.
REM.
Sabi namin, safety lang naman. Kaya lang, this is what we have discovered. The broker offends this.
Kasi professor ka.
Had just let all of these things being processed by the the salesperson without looking the documents and merely sign the request to be accredited. Kaya nga sabi namin, shared responsibility. You do the accountability, you do the responsibility by doing the preliminary evaluation of the application as well as the documents to be attached to that application form. In the PRC guidelines, if you check on the application form of the salesperson, ano ba ang mga information which is very crucial na hinihingi doon? Fill up this form completely. Tapos bibutas-butas, walang response. Attach NSO, authenticated copy. Attach transcript of record issued by the school. Take note here, as far as the transcript of record, ang sabi dito, at least secondary knowledge. Whose what government agency will vouch that the person had completed or had graduated a college degree?
Alang i-fix na siguro
Ano
next year na
agency
lang.
of the government?
Kaya magbalik ko
Si
school
Jen.
mo
Di ba
August
pag
probably.
tinatanong, no offense again,
Sana ako last year.
is that pwede?
Cebu na most of the
And
time.
that's
Pero
why
ano
sabi
ipag-work ka
natin,
na magyap yung mga
second year college, at least second year college
Episode buyan
of
kay
the
sayang
schools
sorry
and
ba nakabit na pag
universities
relationship sa
duly
mga side.
recognized by
Basig mahalin
Jen.
na kalit ng nagkitag ba. Pero it's good nga connected ba sa Cebu kay mga buyers Cebu man kasi sa Pulron sa Pangaw. Most of the buyers are from Cebu and other areas.
Issued by TESDA or accredited by TESDA, showing or reflecting NC2 certificate.
Al-Aloy.
Okay? Dapat
Sikin sa
Al-Aloy.
sa broker,
pwede ila
tingnan
sa mga
mo.
brokers sa Pulron.
Meron
Kaya sa
pa.
Cebu mo gudang network.
Ano ba ang requirement
Ang ilan ako
pagdating
katong taga-board,
natin
kailan pa
sa
ito nila?
seminar to be
Kaya naka-join
attached
mo
to
ko
the
Keller 1
application
year
form?
sa Bohol. Sila
Ano yun?
ang gadakas sila attorney Kasilan man. Tapos si William Pagos.
Anong CPD units? Anong CPD units? Okay. Real Estate Brokerage Seminar, and that is intended for the salesperson, wherein, based on the guidelines issued by PRBRES, this is also stated in Resolution 11, that they should have the following subjects distributed on the different or practically the hours,
Ano okay ba yung match?
training hours to be taken. Resa,
Nga naman.
3 hours. Code of Ethics,
Asa ilang
2 hours. Real Estate Taxation,
ilang buffet?
2.5. Real Estate Property, 2.5. Documentation and titling,
Lami yung luto
2
nila.
hours.
Lami ilang muluto.
Eh bakit? Nakita namin sa certificate, may PKS.
Ilang chicken ba nila tayo dili pa.
May PKS ba doon?
May ilan yung
Okay? Meron pa. Salesperson Certificate Entry Level. Well, sometimes shortcut tayo. Entry Level.
But the
CPD.
chicken is not fresh.
Certificate na in-issue. CPD. Bakit kaya? Ano nangyari doon? Bakit ba nag-training? At saka CPD. Di ba CPD is a continuing professional development, and that can only be taken by the salesperson as well as tayo after the salesperson has been accredited by the PRC.
So di pwede buditso da yan.
So nasa application pa tayo. Okay, in the next slide, please. Okay, if you look at it, ano ba yun? Submit application. Application po ata. Haba pa din eh. O, ano ang next step? Si broker, pagtapos na yun, evaluate niya, pwede naman niyang sabihin doon sa attorney in fact.
Salesperson sa PRC
Pag
before
attorney
kayo
in
pa-join
fact
sa
po,
Sarap or pwede
kailangan
na
ba
mag-join sa
authorize ng
Sarap.
abogado?
Yes.
Yes. Kasi ang sabi doon,
Pero okay ra.
the person who has been appointed as attorney
okay, dili
in
pwede o
fact
ka nang
is the one representing
wala
us
pa siya
if
ma-endorse
I
sa
am
PRC.
there.
Okay ra wa pa
So
ma-endorse.
practically, the work or the job were supposed to be part of the responsibility of the broker was delegated to an attorney in fact who is acting for on his or her behalf.
Kana atong mga
Okay? So after evaluating all of this, what is the next step? Submission to
dapat lang.
licensure registration division.
Why labot this in
After that, TEIDA AF.
Dapat lang.
Ano yung AF? Accreditation fee. Hindi application fee.
Saan pa upuan na siya pero
That's wrong.
BS
AF is
and you
application
can
fee.
actually say no.
Okay? Iba ang accreditation fee. Application fee, bakit? When they presented their application to be accredited, the board will take jurisdiction over that application, and the board, after the evaluation of the broker, will also validate the evaluation and will look based on the PRC guidelines, the requirements attached thereto, and all the entries found in the application form. In certain cases,
kaila daw sa
if the application form is full of blanks,
jealousy kaya
isusuli at isusuli po yan.
I don't know.
Kaya mangyayari ito, pag sinuli po, delayed yung processing ng application ng inyong salesperson.
wala na.
Considering, walang problema. So, nagbayad siya ng application fee. And what is the purpose of the application fee? This is actually the scenario Parinas during those times that we took or applied to take the board examination. We paid the examination fee. Tama? That is equivalent to the examination fee. And when they apply to be for accreditation, it's not automatic that once the document was received by the accreditation or the registration and licensure division at the regional office or at the central office, sa NCR office natin, automatic na kaagad accredited yung salesperson. The answer there is no, because there is still a process that has to be done, and that is for the board to re-evaluate, review the evaluation of the broker, and approved or disapprove the application.
Murag recommending na
So once granting for the sake
sa atong
of
assessment sa atong
discussion,
endorse nga sa
walang problema. So
tag-recommend
therefore, approve ng board. Okay? It's either si DM Paeng ang mag-a-approve, ako ang mag-a-approve, si DM Arne o si Chair Ophel, o kaming lahat ang mag-a-approve. Bakit kaming lahat papasok? Lalo na kung ang salesperson ninyo ay kano or kana. Ano yun? Foreigner. Okay? Kasi we have to look at another provisions of the law if in case you will be requesting or you have presented the application of a foreigner, and that is in connection with section 23 and 24. Wherein we have to consider the requirements as far as the issuance of a special and temporary permit. Okay. Granting arguendo, there's no problem. Paborito mo ni Madam Daphne yun.
arguendo.
Ano ang susunod na step? PRC or PRBRES will prepare, okay, practically now we change the format. Instead of our PRBRES Secretariat to prepare the resolution, it is now the Licensure and Registration Division of the Regional Office to prepare the draft resolution, and if everything is okay, the board will affix its signature, and after affixing our signature, it will have to go to the commission for the approval of the resolution. And that is where you saw some of the names or all of the names of your salesperson in the accreditation. Okay. Ang tanong, pwede na ba silang mag-practice? Bakit hindi kayo makasagot? Pwede na! O sino may sabing, pwede na? O, sabi kanina, pwede na. O sino may sabing, hindi pa?
Dalian na ka-change lang.
So, ibig sabihin, yung hindi nag-raise ng kanilang kamay, hindi alam kung anong gagawin.
Alam.
Undecided kami. We belong to the
Take
undecided
note
group.
here, the action of issuing the resolution is just the response of the application. And once the name of the salesperson to be accredited, hindi pa naman sila fully accredited, kaya to be it simply means that the application has been approved based on the documentary requirements submitted for the salesperson to be qualified to be accredited under Section 31 of RE 9646. But unfortunately, no offense again, because this is what we discovered when we conducted several inspections already in some areas of this country. Don't worry, Jensen, you will have your share this coming November on the inspection. Okay? Because we went sa Baguio, bumalik na kami sa Cebu, bumalik kami next month sa Cebu, tapos Cagayan de Oro, Davao, Butuan City, NCR, and even in Bacolod and other areas that we have visited. In fact, before the end of this month, we will go to Palawan because we receive a lot of reports already pertaining to the illegal and the coloro practice. Okay? So, anong nangyari doon? Well, again, I'm sorry I have to say this because these are facts. Our brokers had tolerated the illegal practice of the salesperson. Why? Because the salesperson were authorized by the brokers to go to the field, do brokerage, give me my share of the professional fee. That is not supposed to be the case. Why? From the mere requirement of accreditation of salesperson, if you look at Rule 4 of the IRR and Section 25 of our own professional law, there is that provision that mandates the conduct of OTT. Okay? And it is only when salesperson, okay, can, after paying the another AF, this time it is the accreditation fee with a total amount of 450 pesos. 300 for that is the accreditation fee, and the 150 is for the ID. That is now the time that you can tell them, go to the shoot, have yourself registered with the shoot, based on the provisions of Section 11, 12, and 13 of PD 957. But unfortunately, yung claims cap pa lang, tapos yung OR na examination fee or accreditation or practically application fee ang natanggap ng ating salesperson, inalaw ng ito. Again, offense. Okay? In fact, clearly, when we conducted inspection in some of the realty firm in Visayas, in Iloilo and also in Bacolod, and even in Cagayan de Oro in Mindanao, sabi ng broker, nung tinanong namin, why did you allow your salesperson to practice the profession despite of the fact hawak-hawak mo lang yung resolution at saka yung OR ng PRC.
Bitaw.
Simple na naman ang sabi sa amin. Hindi ko po kasi alam na hindi pa pala siya kompleto. Oops! For us, it is not an excuse. Because remember, Section 31 is very clear and Resolution 11 is very clear. Okay? Aside from that, I'm sure, I don't know, if some of you here had experienced that the salesperson secured an authority to negotiate negotiate for sale from a registered owner and the salesperson receive a professional fee without giving you a share for the fee. Do you have experience? Sila yes. So, ibig sabihin, dito wala. Okay? Kasi wala silang salesperson. O kaya, hindi nila alam na yung salesperson nila nag-sideline na mas malaki kaysa sa kanila. Okay? Worst part is this scenario. Tayong mga broker, we should constantly educate our salesperson. Huwag natin silang tigilan sa pag-i-educate na hanggang 12 units or 12 hours lang. There should be an internal continuing development, not necessarily attending the CPD, but in our way, as part of our establishment of a good loyalty and a good relationship as a good father of the family, we have to sustain
Dito siyang
to tell them ano ba ang tama, ano ba ang hindi, ano ba yung
Murag matuwang yung barko
ano ba
kayo.
yung along the line of the example that I stated earlier, kumuha siya ng authority, nakabenta siya ngayon. Okay? Binenta niya yung property ng supposed to be the client of the broker. But hindi alam ni broker, kaya ang nakakuha ng komisyon worth $500,000 pesos is the salesperson. And what happened after next? Since hindi naman alam ni broker na gano'n ang senaryo, ang ginawa nitong salesperson, nagtayo ng sarili niyang realty firm.
Sana all.
Tama ka?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the
Mahal na siya,
possible
broker.
ground for that?
Pwede.
Wala kang supervision. Tanggap ka lang ng tanggap. Wala ka rin alam na wala kang natatanggap.
Hindi ko alam kung
There should be establishment in matters of delegation. Kasi po, ang nakalagay na template, ang alam ko kasi ako gumawa ng template, meron tayong template form doon as delegated authority to the salesperson. And that delegation of authority is your delegation in matters of the practice of the profession. Tayo po ang nagbigay sa kanila na privilege, extending the privilege that the law had granted to us to practice the profession. And yet, because of Section 31, we were allowed by our law to delegate such particular privilege to our accredited salesperson. But the problem is, one of the attachment is you have to sign your ID, diba? ID, valid ID with 3 signatures.
The seaman.
And you have to sign the pro forma authority. Ikaso, template na yun eh. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na template, ito susundin nyo kung ayaw nyo sundin. Ang ginawa nyo, full authority. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kasama din doon yung general brokerage, kasama yung kung saan kayo accredited na developer, binigay nyo na lahat doon sa salesperson. And worst part, you failed, or some of us failed to monitor what are the activities being performed by our salesperson in
Grabe,
the field.
it seems easy,
Pwede
but
naman natin
the
sabihin,
pressure and
accredited ako,
the
example,
responsibility ba?
with
We are taking.
Camellia Robinsons, di lagay mo, o ikaw salesperson ko, focus mo lang ha, Camellia Robinsons. O kaya
Yeah, right.
accredited ako ni Ayala, focus ka lang ni Ayala,
We
or
don't know
sino pa ba
when
mga
a
project
when a
mo,
problem
yung
would
project ni
arise,
Ayala. Or pwede
after
mo
a
rin
transaction
sabihin,
ba?
focus ka lang sa
Kaya
general
even if we
brokerage.
exercise due diligence, di mo ginatong kaya nga there are factors which are beyond our control.
Prior to the career progression, we can perform all of those brokerage practices as much as we can do pertaining to the definition of lump sum in connection with Splendjoy. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Okay? So siguro this is an awakening point na para naman na-minimize yung mga cases na na-file sa PRC, please, before you sign the authority for the salesperson delegating the practice of our brokerage profession, you might as well exercise sound judgment kung karapat-dapat ba itong salesperson na to na i-allow nyo to be accredited. And likewise, when you delegate or delegated these particular services, isipin nyo muna kung tama ba. Because we can do restrictions. Okay? Another thing that is still in connection with the application, oops, next ka na, ituloy mo na yung mga other points yan. Kasi nandun ako sa baba. Another thing that you have to consider ay ito, when we try, hindi ko maintindihan, that's why when I asked some of the questions and some of the brokers answered me, sabi ko, why did you allow yourself to be dislodged by the salesperson? Bakit? Binigyan ng form, sabi ng salesperson, broker, papirmahan mo to. Pinirmahan naman ng broker. Okay? Baliktad. It is supposed to be the broker who will dislodge the salesperson. Huwag kayong pumayag na kayo ang i-dislodge ng salesperson.
What an insult.
Okay? Tayo po, brokers, ang nag-delegate ng authority for them to exercise the practice of the profession. Then why are we allowing ourselves to be dislodged by the sales?
Sakto kitong giingon ni Ma'am Sha, ni Ma'am
Another thing in
nga
connection
nga
here
kita mo
too,
dislodge sa agent.
hindi ko lang alam at
Di
I
ganda.
don't know.
Nga ang agent kay mo dislodge na to. Pero insulto kayo.
Meron akong
Kaya sa buhay
tinanong,
ngayon ko si Jing sa una nga.
magkano ba bigay ni developer? 5% po ma'am.
Oh, nya
Sa
ikaduha.
5%,
Murag-
magkano bigay nyo sa salesperson? 3%.
Kung kita mo dislodge, no need man sila magpirma, di ba? Sa form lang yun.
3 over 5, that is 60%. Magkano na iwan sa inyo? 40%. Bakit mas malaki ang share ni salesperson?
Exactly.
Mas maliit pa sa akin.
Niya ako dislodge terminated.
Balikan natin. That's why this is a challenge to all of us to internalize what is the content of the lesson. Sino ba nag-i-establish ng opisina? Si salesperson o si broker? Broker. Pag may opisina, sino nababayad ng renta? Eh, sabi ng iba mo, wala namang opisina.
Well,
Kasi
the exercise your authority. Of course, you have by the authority vested in me, kaya in me, by the Republic of the Philippines through the PRC.
In the bedroom.
Represented.
Kasi meron application sa
Come on,
DTI
sad.
in the past. May kaso, nagsumbong si Mrs. Kasi yung husband daw niya, nahuli, may kasamang babae doon sa kwarto. Ang sagot ng husband during the hearing, kasi ako ang chairperson ng ethics committee sa DTI, eh, nag-brokerage
Mag-ground ba na
ako,
siya
nag-defend
for suspension
ako,
nga?
sabi niya sa
Kaya nga ng mga issues.
Okay?
Mga
Kaya
family
sabi
matters.
nga, sabi nga natin, we can have an office in
Sa
the
ethics.
house as long as you have designated space there where you can perform your professional service. Okay? So, sino nagbabayad ng tubig? Si broker. Sino nagbabayad ng kuryente? Si broker. Sino nagbabayad ng maintenance or office operating expenses? Si broker. Eh, bakit 60 ang sa salesperson? 40 lang kayo. Okay? What we did in Cagayan de Oro, okay, as far as our association in PRBRES, allow me to mention, okay, even in Normileria before, ganitong ginawa namin. Remove the 20% as part of the operating expenses and the maintenance of the office as required in Section 33 of our law, and then the remaining 80%, 50-50. Okay? And I think that's fair enough. Eh, kaso lang ma'am, paano yung ibang brokers or salesperson lumilipat sa another broker kasi malakas ang bigay o malaki ang percentage ng isang broker. And that particular problem was brought to our attention, and that's why this particular guidelines will address that. Because before the salesperson, gusto hindi nyo malakpak pa kayo ngayon. Lana, kung sakaling pa ito, totoo na to.
Nay tariff mo
Kasi
tariff.
sa taon eh, nandun po yan. Bawal pong tumanggap immediately si broker ng salesperson accredited by another broker because in our code of ethics, there should be observance of protocol.
Nanay guidelines.
Dapat, ipa-dislodge niya muna, pagkatapos dun sa dislodgement, tsaka pa mag-apply yung panibagong broker, go back to step number 1.
Back to square one. So saan ka? Magbibigay ka ng tamang share ko or we'll go back to square one? It will take 12 months. At least, minimum.
Hindi alam, again.
Tapos i-contest pa ni broker, no? Ay.
So please, let us try to revisit or go back to this particular aspect. So, pagkatapos nun, pay the registration fee and go back to the licensure and registration division of the regional office o kung saang office nag-apply o binigay ninyong application ng salesperson because the salesperson here will have to sign the AC. That is the accreditation card. Kagaya sa atin, di ba? After our own taking, bago tayo binigyan ng number, pumirma muna tayo doon sa registry. Ganon din po sa kanila. Meron din silang registry to sign because that will be the basis as far as the PRC and the PRBRES monitoring.
Mas minig RF.
So, dapat din, tayo mga broker,
The
should also be
accreditation fee.
aware and conscious
Number
enough
3 is
to
pay the
ask
RF.
the PRC or even our
RC.
salesperson, when is your schedule okay? And please provide support on your sales. Maski presence nyo na.
Sa AC accreditation card?
They want to feel na meron pala silang pwedeng sandalan in times of anything of which they will have breached as to their commitment to you as the broker and to the PRC. Okay? So I hope you will consider that and try maybe to do some changes, especially
Mag-dinner na.
for those
Aga naman.
brokers and other sales. Likewise, how about in matters in the next slide, the renewal? Again, it is the responsibility of the broker. Okay? So, hindi na ho pwedeng umanggap o practically magtanggap o palang nakapila si salesperson doon sa regional office. Okay? How about, kasi nung una sabi nyo, ay, early, nagre-renew, yearly, hindi pa nga nailabas ang ID. Ayun, nag-renew na naman si salesperson. This time, based on this resolution, which took effect in March 5 of 2021, 2 years na po ang validity ng accreditation ng salesperson. Again, ngayon lang kayo pumalakpak, ibig sabihin nyo yun yung pangalan.
So, na rin yung
And good news, based on the latest update, imagine ka, baliktad kasi dapat kami ang i-update o kami ang magtatanong sa update. Commissioner Enab called us. Sabi niya, ready na yung PBC card ng salesperson. Ang kulay po doon is green. And that is
Verde.
in connection also with our resolution as to granting or confirming the so-called professional title and the badging of the team. Salesperson, green, brokers is blue, appraisers is red, violet is for the consultant, and the gold is for the PRBRES member and the chairperson. Okay? After the taking, that is the time that you will tell your salesperson to be registered with issue. Ang tanong, kailangan ba na lahat na salesperson ay paparegister sa issue? Yes or no? Who said no? Who said yes? Wala din.
No.
Ako.
Only for project selling.
Bakit? No.
Not all
Okay,
practicing
tama.
project selling.
Project selling lang. Okay? And when we talk about project selling, this is in compliance with
PD 957.
section or PD 957, the section that I had mentioned earlier, and as well as its LURB Resolution 922 series of 2015, which took effect on April 15, 2015. Yun yung HLURB dati, which was adopted by the SHUD as the SHUD resolution. Okay? Updates. Aside sa ID na meron na yung PBC, yun yung sa ating ID. Okay. Salesperson are also required in the aspect of doing or practicing the brokerage profession to wear the ID. Yung nakabitin dyan sa inyo, yun, pwede na nalagyan ng ID yan. Okay? Diba sikat? ID salesperson, power. Diba? Take note, salesperson can be considered as an associate member of our respective organization. Even in the ID. Not only that, salesperson should also wear the pin. Kung ang salesperson, ni-require namin to badge or to wear the pin. Bakit ang mga broker walang pin? Sabi nyo nga, your oath of professional. Sabi nyo to follow all the rules and regulations. Asa ang pin ninyo?
Ha?
Wala. Kaya nga, okay? When I attended one of the activities of the professional organization, almost all of them, 99.5% have their own team. Nakakabit talaga. Sa nila kasi, ano yun eh, isang activity, dyan ang membership nila. Tapos namabit yung, buti pa kayo, ginamit nyo yung association pin ninyo, samantalang yung pin natin sa PRBRES ay hindi nyo ginamit. Okay? Kaya nga po, as a model, para
PRBRES mo na eh, pare mo na eh.
sumusunod kami sa guidelines na ginawa namin. Ayan po, nakita nyo po ang lahat natin sa libid ko. Okay? So dapat po, sabi nga natin, go back to our oath. Follow the laws, rules, and regulations issued by the duly constituted authorities. Okay? Update. And this is now a pending resolution where the commission itself. Pag sinabing commission, nandun na yan sa commission proper. Kasi kung ang transaction or document, nasa amin yan, generic term na ginagamit namin sa PRC, nasa board. Okay? So this particular document was already signed by us, released by us, and it is now in the commission for further action, whether approved or disapproved. But in several instances, halos 99.9% sa mga resolution na ginawa ni PRBRES, approved naman sa awa ng Diyos. Ano itong pending resolution na to? Okay? This time, we made some changes because of the problem and the scenario that when the salesperson's accreditation was still effective, yung ID ng broker was already expired. Since we have to look at solution to this realistic situation, this is now what we do.
Saan yung panel discussion or
So the
Q&A?
accreditation of the salesperson will be coterminous with the ID validity of the broker. So if by chance, kasi we are still looking at the evidence, the Commission and the Legal Department is still looking justification to make our ID valid for 5 years. Option pa yun, inaaral pa yun kung pwede. Kasi sa ating batas is 3 years. Sa 8981, 3 years. So inaaral pa yun kung pwede. I don't know how are they going to do that.
10 years.
It's a matter of, instead of 3, magiging 5. But at the present setup, since it is 3 years, and during that period of validity, sabi ng salesperson, mag-a-apply ako sa'yo, so valid 3 years. So therefore, ang kanyang accreditation is valid for 3 years. Kung 2 years, kung 1 year, ganun din ang validity. Pero what if the validity is 6 months? hanggang 6 months lang, o kaya less than that. And what will happen in the scenario? Because we said it should be coterminous, and once the accreditation, the valid ID or the ID of the broker will be expired, okay, automatic, hindi na sila lahat accredited. So kung meron siyang 20 doon sa kanyang lineup for the accredited salesperson, lahat na 20 na yun, expired ang accreditation. Okay. What was also the reason for that? Kasi po, iiwasan natin yung attitude ng salesperson na palipat-lipat parang langaw pula ang kwet. Okay? And this is also trying to establish a good relationship to be able to have a loyalty as to the salesperson and the broker. And that's why, in the event that the accreditation of the salesperson had expired because the ID of the broker had also expired, then the salesperson and the broker shall have the option to renew or not to renew on the same broker. So, halimbawa, out of 20, 10 doon, sasabihin niya, broker so and so, there we had a good relationship for the past 6 months. Okay? I-renew ko ang accreditation ninyo sa akin, sa inyo. Okay, anong gagawin niya? You'll simply comply the accreditation or the renewal requirement, which means submit the CPD, pay the renewal fee, and then you have the ID. Pero what if, sabi ng salesperson, ayaw ko na sa'yo, kuripot kang magbigay ng fee, o kaya minsan, ang tagal-tagal kong magbigay ng fee. I will transfer to another broker. Will it or can it be allowed? The answer is yes. Bakit hindi? Kaya lang, yung salesperson, dadaan siya uli sa step number 1 on the accreditation process. Okay? So yung mga may salesperson, wala dito ang salesperson nyo, bahala kayo mag-lecture doon sa salesperson nyo. Alam ko may mga salesperson na nag-attend dito, kasi yung iba kanina nag-oath, we invited them to come over for this afternoon session. Okay? Let me go to the next slides and let us talk about the IPO. Gusto yung marinig?
Yes.
Well, isang page lang naman dyan. Tapos na yan, sir. Baba na po tayo. Okay, next slide, please. About the IPO. Okay. Anong association ba niya alam nyo na may PA? Ano yun, pare? Ano yun, Presby? Anong association ba? PRBRES. Sila po ang binigyan ng ating accreditation as the first IPO, but they were not renewed for some time. But last year, last November, or practically December, we issued a resolution accrediting PRBRES as the PA. Yung iba nagtatanong, ma'am, ano yung PA, personal assistant? Provisionary IPO po yun. Okay? And that lasted until January 30 of this year. And in fact, maybe some of you, if you keep on following and looking at the website of PRC, you can see the list there released by the ACD, Accreditation and Compliance Division, that the status of PRBRES accreditation as a PA had expired. Tama?
Wala na, karon flow.
It expired. Kaya lang, wala pa po kaming pinalabas na resolution that there is another recognized
PA.
IPO or PA.
So,
And that's
terminate
why their status
Terminate
is
IPO.
holdover capacity.
Accredited.
However, this is how the however,
Pero pwede PRBRES.
last July 6, July 5 na, ano July 8? Last July 6, of which PRBRES had also received the letter sent by ACD They were given only 30 days to complete the loan requirement that PRBRES had not complied. And that is the 50% plus 1 membership in good standing. And this membership in good standing would comprise the real estate professionals who have a valid ID. Kung tuloy niyo pang itanong sa akin, what will happen if PRBRES cannot comply? Then my reply would be, we will cross the bridge. Wala pa rin po akong sagot kasi hindi ko naman alam kung gagawin pa namin. Although, meron na kami mga initial discussion, but since it is still initial, sabi namin, huwag munang i-divulge. Okay. What else? Updates. Next slide, please. Ano bang nangyayari ngayon sa PRBRES? Hindi lang ito sa PRBRES, but even to all the 46 boards in the PRC. Under PRC Resolution 1471 Series of 2021, we were challenged to implement the inspection and monitoring to the establishment, realty offices, and the schools that offered the BS1. So when we talk about establishment, these are the developers and likewise the realty firm of our professionals. Okay? And that's why in 2019, we already started, although ang amendments ng previous guidelines on the monitoring took effect in 2021, this 1471 supersede or amend the previous resolution on inspection. That is where now we discover a lot of things to address all those claims in the Facebook, letter to the Office of the President through 888, okay? Comments and reaction. What has the PRBRES or have the PRBRES done to eradicate the colorum and illegal practitioners? And that is where, I say this, we also discovered that our professionals, whether brokers, appraisers, and consultants, was patronizing illegal practices of our professionals. And even those individuals. Bakit? Let me cite you an example. Can you imagine in the field where I conducted an inspection in Iloilo? Pero ba taga Iloilo dito?
Wala.
Ay, salamat, wala. When I re-inspected one of the realty firm, which is an exclusive marketing firm of one of the big developer in Iloilo, sabi niya sa inspection. And in fact, this lady allowed me and us to wait for almost 3 hours. Kasi ang sabi ng staff, ay meron pa ho siyang closing. May pinuntahan pa ho siyang client. Since siya naman yung last namin na inspect, kasi paulit-ulit, pabalik-balik yung ating PRC staff, and yet wala naman siya doon. So, we decided last na siya, kasi kinabukasan uwi na kami. Okay? So, inantay namin, and good enough that they was kind enough for the developer, kasi sila ang nagpakain sa amin ng lunch. Kasi we waited from 9 o'clock, and she arrived past 12.
Wow.
Tinanong ko, Ma'am, okay, in the process of the inspection and the interview, are you a licensed broker? Sabi niya, yes ma'am! Okay. Are your salesperson accredited? Yes ma'am! Yabang pa. When I asked, can you show me your ID and the accreditation documents of your salesperson? Wala siyang mapakita minsan. And maya-maya, binuksan niya yung cellphone niya, pinakita niya sa akin yung ID ng broker. Tapos tinanong ko, Ma'am, di ba babae kayo? Sabi niya, oo. Bakit ID ng lalaki itong pinakita niyo? Well, simple lang ang sagot niya. Ang husband ko ang broker.
Oh my.
Asawa niya ako, I am using the license of my husband. Pwede ba yun? Take note under the RESA, we are not authorized to delegate or allow salesperson or rather any person to use our ID. More so that the wife is not an accredited salesperson. Dami ang blah blah, so on and so forth. Well, they ended up, and this is what we did already, and we issued about 180 as partial issuance. 160 show cause order why your license will not be suspended or revoked. And that is addressed to the brokers whom we saw and found out had violated any of the provisions of the RESA, including the issuances of the law, and likewise, seriously, in connection with violation of Section 38, 33, and 34 of RA 9646. Show cause order na po yun. And the brokers or even our appraisers and consultants were given 50 days to explain why. Because in the event that you failed to do so, PRBRES, motu proprio, will exercise its discretionary power to file the appropriate cases. Okay? What else? Aside from the 160, 380 NPE. Ano yun? Notice to explain why
Mas lower na
criminal
siya.
charges
Mas lower na
will
sa
not
kaso.
be filed against that person for violation of RA 9646. And there are a lot coming up. Because I know, as far as the report that we had submitted to PRC, we filed 600 plus. We gave 600 plus to our legal department for them to prepare the legal documents of the show cause order and the notice to explain. Aside from the fact that we had endorsed to issue some documents for them to take over some violations of the developers. And that is actually in connection with the GMC. Okay, number one, which was forged by a government agency on the creation of the Anti-Illegal Real Estate Transactions Task Force. Kaya no? Anti-Illegal Real Estate Transactions. And I'm sure, maybe mamaya, meron tayong some of the panelists who are privy to that particular GMC. And this is what we are doing actually, or we did now at PRC, and this is an ongoing process. Every time we had inspection, and every time we saw violations of some of the developers, if they cannot comply, the request to submit this, to comply this, then that is now the time that we have to make endorsement to the SHU, because we cannot fine them, give them a fine for that violation. It is the SHU who has the authority to do so. And of course, with the request subject to compliance of due process. Okay? I am certain more will be coming over. But I hope when I go to your respective offices, do not hesitate to open your office for the PRBRES, because that is practically a corrective measures. Okay? If you can justify your action, well, reprimand. But if you will tell us, I don't know the law, 1 year suspension will be okay. Okay? But if you persistently violate the law, well, 2 years for revocation would be substantial also. Okay? So please, we are scheduled to be here in Jensen this coming last
Out.
week of no,
Sa
last week
Bohol,
of
daghan na may
November.
sa Bohol. Daghan kayong kolorum sa Bohol.
Okay? And
Mga,
we
mo
have
pa'y
already
mga
started
ambugiro
how it
kaayo.
start.
Howd kayo mo nang,
And
ako mura na kanang tungod kay na di ko ginahan ba kay kanang small world, small island, bitaw everybody knows everybody. Oh.
Yeah.
Na what basig maprehat atong dito simbak ko.
I'm sure you have heard
Just for mura bitaw
professional
lagi lisod kayo.
organization natin, yung ating chapter ng PAREB ay inumpisahan na din natin. Okay, organization na Tiyempo doon sa Cebu because aside from the scheduled establishment or named establishment based on the travel order, we have the power to do
Anton.
Kaya lang pagkakataon, yung member ng ating association, when we conducted inspection with the developers, sabi nila, hindi namin alam ito. Hindi namin updated ang mga licenses ng PRBRES.
Fraud.
Tinanong namin, member ko ng association? Yes, ma'am. Sabi ni Chair Ovi,
Pero na written complaints against them.
Uy, nauwi.
it might be hurting, but I have to tell them so that
Kaya na
your
may mga
officers
ahente
can
dito,
hurt
mga
us.
apply sa kuha.
Sabi niya,
Ko license ka, produce
bakit ako
license niya.
meeting, ma'am?
Sa
No
halimbawa,
offense,
kamao
ha?
ko mo double
Yes,
check.
that you can correct
Tanan
us.
ako sa PRC
Kaya
naman, di ba
ma'am,
ma-search naman ka,
meeting
PRC
namin,
license?
puro social.
Wala. That's not
And that's why, siguro, tayong mga leaders,
Sa mo to gingon
tingnan
niya
natin
nga
yung component.
kanang katong mo bayad pag kay ipakita OR bitaw wala
Kasi
tong
nung
ano.
nagtanong din ako kanina,
Daghan ba nag-branches sila di ba?
Mao lagi still money works,
so
money
sabi
talks.
nga natin, Resa is our
Wala yung matuto ka makipaglaro sa mundong
Bible
sinungaling.
biblical practice. And that's why it's part of the challenge, okay? And a sustaining challenge for all of us. Let us master the provision of the RESA, including the IRR and all the regulations that the board has.
Manikanta sa bambu sa
Okay?
tatlok hindi pulat dilaw ang tunay na magkalaban.
When we talk about 1471 on the inspection, it took
Habang may
effect
tatsulok,
on December
lahat sila ay
29,
nasa tuktok.
2021. What else? This is actually another challenge because hindi lang po RESA ang tinitingnan natin, hindi lang PD957, hindi lang yung 10912. Alam niyo ba yung 10912? Ako, ewan ko.
Then I want to... Ha?
CPT loan natin yan, okay? Although PRC
Julianes?
had issued
Julianes?
Resolution
Julianes ng
1032
CPT
in
law, di ba?
2018. And that is to implement 45 units in compliance
Yeah,
with
45 ito before.
RA 10912. But because of the pandemic, dumaan tayo ng pandemic, hindi. Ay, baka wala kayong pandemic. Sabi nga namin, sabi ng PRC, you issued a transitory provision for the compliance of the CPD. And that's why the board, kasi it is stated in that particular resolution that we can come out with our sector, our profession resolution. Hence, we came out with resolution number 8 for the transitory, let me emphasize, transitory requirement for the CPD.
Serious professional
Narinig niyo
education.
ba yun? Hindi ko maintindihan kung alin ba tama doon. Okay. O anong content kung narinig ninyo? Suspend daw. Payag kayo, suspend? No. Anong sabi ng resolution number 8?
Lessen the CPD units.
Talaga. Hindi ko maintindihan. O, CPD units for 59 below. Ilan?
Ah?
45? 15 na ngayon. Units ng ano? Ang alin?
Curry Towers.
Yung bata dito
59
na
and
sa
below.
Genius Game. Ano? No? Hindi. Pwede? Diretsuhin nyo naman.
Tinoyhan nyo.
Yun, 15 units per license. So si ABC, okay, 15, 15, 15. Okay, so 45. Okay, tapos kung dalawang 15. Kung isa lang, 45 pa rin. 15. But if you are 60 above, senior citizen.
5.
5. Okay. So sino bang senior dito?
Wala.
Dami natin. O, ilang units ang binigay dito? Sandali.
7.
Natin dito.
Covered na, covered.
7.
Ay, i-recommend ko, wag 7, 5 lang. Bakit? Kasi habang no offense ha, hindi nagpadala ng CPD evaluator and observer. So automatic po yan sa amin, pag nag-attend po kami ng ganitong affair, we will assume the responsibility of the CPD Council, which is the evaluator and monitor. Kaya po ba, hindi nyo nakita kanina, tumatayo ako nandun sa likod, yung iba nandun sa lobby, sinundan ko yung iba, nag-cellphone dun sa lobby.
Ay,
Yung
ay,
iba
ay.
doon, hindi
Recorded,
nakinig
napicturean
sa
to.
speaker.
Ay, taga eh.
Nangangawit na nga yung speaker, malakas sakit na yung lalamunan niya, hindi kayo nakinig. So ano ba ang sabi ng CPD units? Earnings of the learning outcomes that you had acquired. So gusto niyo mag-exam ako?
Patay. And pass.
What is the message here? Please, kung merong binigay na CPD credits, so units at top, pay attention because that is for your own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay? Pakinggan
True.
natin kasi mga
True that.
aptitude. Kagaya kanina, although pabalik-balik sa upuan ko kasi may init na, so pinakinggan ko pa rin doon sa likod yung speaker. Kaya meron akong nakuhang idea from NEDA, oops, kung alam lang ng mga taga-Jensen, ano'y kalaki yung opportunity dito. And that is actually the essence why your
But the
association
problem here, if you do
has to
business
go
here, it's far
local.
from like Cebu, Manila. I
For
mean,
all of us,
that's the
for all
pain of
you
traveling here
to
ba nga?
know ano ba yung
Accessibility ba nga,
opportunities
the number of flights and
And yet,
Pero in the future,
some
may
of
increase
us
na.
were
I don't
talking
know.
Bago naman ang administration.
member na tinatawag nating
Pero Jensen is a good
Everything
spot.
starts
Alam
from
mo yun? Gala kayo
bago
doon.
ng administration. Ano yung iba?
Sa Bisaya, pahiman tayo, chismosa, at saka
Marites.
In short, Marites.
Joke only. Ano naman kayo masyado? Okay. Another, on that, this time there will be challenges as far as the compliance of the CPD because a new law, practically a law, was enacted pertaining to the Philippine Qualification Framework, and this was the trust of the government to match the qualification of Filipino professionals with our counterpart globally. Ano ba yung nasa section 2 ng ating batas? Ano ba yun? To technically come out with corps of competent, responsible, respected, and competent real estate service professionals that is globally competitive. Akala niyo po, joke-joke yan, ano? Kasi when we deliberated that particular declaration or section 2 ng DRESA, ang haba po ng diskusyon namin dyan. Tapos meron pang nagsabi, kaya ng Pilipino yan? No, sabi namin, if that is required to be, okay, more or less defacing as far as the law that this territory or our legislature will enact, then incorporate that. Sabi naman ni Attorney Alminor, yung ating PRBRES Secretariat head at that time, ilagay niyo na yan because that is a preparation in the future. And true enough, RA 10968 was issued and was approved, and this is now pertaining to the Philippine Qualification Framework, wherein all the professionals, all the skilled workers, including those who possess the academic requirement, should already be at par with our counterpart. Para naman yung ating mga professional, pagdating sa ibang bansa, hindi na kailangan mag-enroll at mag-aral ulit to be able to practice the profession. And along that line, three government agencies was tasked to come out with guidelines
One is PRC.
distributing respective assignment as far as the compliance of the Philippine Filipino qualification. We have the PQR, which is the Philippine Registry of the Skilled Workers, as well as the professional assigned to test that. But when it comes to the input of the qualifications of the professional, it is the PRC who will provide that. And that's why, together with TESDA, as to the academic requirement, CHED is also working hand in hand with TESDA for the full implementation of RA 10968. On the part of PRC, hindi ako magsalita doon sa TESDA at saka sa CHED. On the part of PRC, several resolutions was issued for its implementation. And that's why, when we look at some resolutions such as 117, 118, 1262, okay, 1470, and other resolutions that was issued by PRC, the latest one is pertaining to the following aspect. Resolution 1570, this is now the creation of the Career Progression and Credit Accumulation Transfer System Committee of the Real Estate Service. Okay? And that's why, when we talk about the creation of the CPSP, the following are the members. Consultant Patdo, Consultant Canlas Teresita, Consultant Magtuto, and Consultant Sarmiento Amedita. And likewise, because of that particular challenge, there was already a scenario of merging the CPD requirements to the compliance of 10968. Therefore, yung mga sinasabi natin kanina, kaya nakastress ako sa phrase transitory period because there will be changes not by 45 units, not by 15, not by 5, but modular requirements for the CPD compliance for us to accelerate the career level. Okay? Kailangan po ng kalahating araw na i-discuss ko yan. So, maybe you can request PRC or maybe your association can request for a seminar of that. Because this coming July 13, PRC Region 10 had requested to have that seminar with 4 CPE credit, of which yours truly is still the speaker, being the chairman of the CPSP CATS Committee. Okay? And this particular creation took effect last September 27, 2022. Okay? What else? Ano po ba ang latest? Sabi nga nila. Well, this time, PRC had issued Resolution 1591, this is the latest as far as the CPSP or the career progression is concerned. And this is now effective last December 17, 2022. So, wala pang 6 months or wala pang 7 months. And this is now creating the different specialty society or the society of expert professional or the so-called recognized expert professionals. And that's why this is not only the creation of a specialty society, but even recognition of the specialty board who will be soon conducting licensure examination and even written or oral defense or revalida for the candidate to be conferred with either diplomate title or fellow title. And that is where we can claim that we are expert on a particular field. And that's why every time I saw advertisement at the Facebook or even in Twitter or even in Quad Media advertisement claiming that he or she is an expert, better think twice. Otherwise, when I will screenshot that material, you will be subjected to practically misrepresentation. Wala pa hong binigyan si PRC ng confirmation na expert tayo on the specialized field. Let us wait, darating at darating po. Another thing, based on PRC Resolution 1591, there will be changes, and this is a challenge to all of us. Because the accredited providers now that we have in the roster or in the list of accredited provider, as well as the roster of the accredited speakers will be changed. Why? Because professional society, just like with medicine, society of pediatrics, society, ano ba yung mga society na yan? Even the gynae, even the dentistry, they have their own field or practically society. Doon din po ang direction natin. And along that line, this society will link with a particular provider who can cater the modular or ladderized program for such kind of specialization or expertise and with an accreditation of expert speaker who are into practice as far as the field is. What we did right now, we already submitted our draft, next slide please, in the aspect of the template as far as the career path that we have to follow as a professional. For us to go up to the ladder from level 6, tayong lahat ngayon, level 6. Ikaw, ako, parehas tayong lahat. But if we want to go to the ladder of level 7, then we have to comply all the modalities as provided in the guidelines that will be soon approved by PRC. On the other hand, my committee in the career progression, we have met several times because we had already prepared the drafting and the discussion of at least four new resolutions as a guidelines on the implementation of accreditation of the specialty society, the multidisciplinary society, the accreditation of the training provider as expert or as the provider of experts, and the accreditation of the speakers who are really experts. And that's why the existing guidelines that we had as to the accreditation of the speaker in relation to PRBRES Resolution 20, effective 2021,
Pero lahat man
is just the
specialty
beginning
organization bagong
of
along.
a lot of accreditation.
Pwede pare mo apply na kadaghan mo
Okay?
professional sa pare mga
So I hope, and I will be flashing on the next slide, the recommended component of the field of specialization based on the three disciplines that we have. Partial lang po ito. Next please. Partial lang. Kasi, ang alam namin, madami tayong field of specialization. Kaso sabi ng aming consultant sa PRC, isa lang. Isa lang tayo. Sabi naman namin, hindi po kami pwedeng isa kasi tatlo ang disiplin. Kung isa-isa man, tatlo. Pero alam po namin, ang exposure ng ating mga professional that we have different field. So that's why we initially recommended sa nakikita namin karamihan na meron tayong professional na nagpa-practice. So in the screen, you are there, as far as the consultant is concerned, property management for the Society of Expert on Property Management. And we knew for a fact that property management could have several subtitles or sub-specialization. Example, management ng resort, management ng memorial park, management ng hotel, motel, commercial center, and so on and so forth. Malawak pa po yan. Kaya lang, hinanap muna namin yung generic because later on, we will have guidelines for the sub-specialty society. We have also, as far as residential project development. Yung ating mga konsultan, sabi nila, useless yata yung pagkakonsultan ko, tapos naghirap pa ako doon sa Ribalda. Lalo na pag umupo si Banaag, si Banaag na yan. Ito po, tinutulungan namin kasi pagdating po sa implementation when it comes to this expertise, hindi na po pwedeng hindi i-engage ang services natin dahil sa career progression. And the third one is distressed properties. And these are cases of which some of us consultants were not aware that meron palang ganun. Ano yung mga distressed properties na alam natin? Karamihan, foreclosure lang. No, madami po. Problema ng mga property owner, problema ng mga developer na hindi nila alam kung paano bigyan ng solusyon kasi no one had guided them on what to do on this. Okay. Let's go to real estate appraisers. Expropriation appraiser is one, appraisal on residential properties and appraisal on lowlands, agricultural, and farm properties. How about for the brokers? Of course, general brokerage. We have also projects, residential, project selling. In-specify namin ang residential. Kasi alam ko, ang next yung paano po Memorial Park yung binenta ko? Inunang na namin yan. After this, once this model guidelines will be approved, ayun, madami na naman kaming papalabas on other expertise that we have legal soon. And then the third one is foreclosed properties. Okay? Looking at the career progression aspect, we also made some complementation effort. And we were able to identify several boards as far as complementation effort that the PRC or the PRBRES, and our professionals will be encountering or will soon be encountered in the future. And that's why, as an initial effort, and this is the first time that PRC had allowed this. And this is the initiative of your board, which is the PRBRES. We entered into a joint resolution with the Agri-Bioengineering Board on the co-implementation. Next slide, please. On the effort on the practice of appraisal and valuation.
Next year. Pwede pa sa imong time mo-apply ka ng specialty organization ba? Wala pa na? Oo pa din.
And based on our action on this, there was already an administrative order issued by DA in this particular matter. But
Daga mo maayo sa PRBRES ng mga experts ba? Kaya sa practice yun.
Because we were not consulted on it, although the joint resolution was made as a reference. And that's why last Monday we were in Manila to discuss the IO. And soon, the corrected one or the mandatory guidelines or AO will be released.
Pero nari specific na mga numbers
I hope
pwede
that
maka-discuss, no?
for this afternoon
Or
session,
as
we
an
were
org
able
na accredited.
to learn something.
So pwede rin mo pa sa kinsa nga speaker.
That you, all of us, should do. I hope that my input
Pero every time na
provided
after
you
the speaker.
matters to ponder on, matters that will challenge yourself to go back to RESA, go to PRC website, and dyan po, next slide please, and ask any member of the board, including the chairman,
Binay?
huwag nyo na akong tanungin kasi nandito na ako, sila na lang.
Kabinag.
So, we have here the chairman, si Honorable Pilar, and the two members of the board. Huwag mo nang mention sarili ko kasi nandito na ako, Honorable Rafael Fajardo and Honorable Arnie Tan, to maybe also answer some of your queries. And of course, we have here the PRC official email address, of which you can connect to us on any matters that needs our guidance. But for sure, our association can help us. And for that, let me say thank you so much and God bless all of us.
Katong nga tawag sa
yours
dapat
ang
kapugod.
answer?
Magali ka ron kay Bro, ni balik na tayo. Kami na kakain na kami.
Melman.
Thank you, Honorable Pilar Banaag. We request you to please stay on stage as we will call on President Daphne, Vice President Marilu, Vice President Elsie, President Mercy of Jensen Sar, Real Estate Board, and Secretary Ricky for the presentation of the plan of appreciation.
Yan, okay lang po yun. Hindi po
The Philippine Association of Real Estate Boards Incorporated presents this plaque of appreciation to Honorable Pilar T. Banaag in grateful recognition and sincere appreciation for being the resource speaker during the 2023 Visayas Mindanao Regional Conference. Given this 8th day of July 2023 at the Grand Summit Hotel, Jensen City, South Cotabato, signed by Mary Daphne Berisiarte, PRBRES National President, Elsie Grace Guevara, PRBRES for Mindanao Region, Ms. Marilu Canizares, VP for Visayas Region, and Ms. Mercy Fatima Dilas, Jensen Sar Real Estate Board President, attested by Enrique Santos, our PRBRES Secretary General. Big round of applause to Honorable Pilar Banaag. And of course, we're very excited to listen to the panel discussion, and the topic will be more on combating illegal practices, effective strategies for managing and solving real estate brokers and developers irregularities in the Philippines. And to introduce our panelists, may I call on stage our moderator, product chairperson for education and information. Let's give a big hand to Ms. Gloria Arcanas.
Are you tired? Or inspired?
Nabigyan ako niyan.
Maestro.
Better, si Sir lang ako.
Come on, you can stand up and you can make some stretching if you like. Kasi we have, matagal na nila antay na magkaroon kayo ng dialogue sa mga authorities. Tama? You should say yes. Yes? Yes! So this is your time. So we would like to call our panelists on this afternoon's panel discussion. Thank you for the kind words that was mentioned before I was called. Good afternoon to our distinguished guests, national and local officers. Uy, parang may celebration dun sa likod. Okay, just
Oh, balo kayo.
game na ba kayo? Game?
Lahat ko doon.
Game na? Okay, so to our distinguished guests, our National President Mary Daphne Berisiarte, our local board officers, our national directors, and members na nandito pa ngayon. Why don't you give yourselves a round of applause kasi nandito pa kayo? Diba? Alright. Now, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to this important segment of the Biscuit Conference, which is the panel discussion. And this is entitled Combating Illegal Practices, effective strategies for managing and solving brokers and developers irregularities in the Philippines. As was mentioned by some of our previous speakers, they said that the real estate industry plays a vital role in the economic development of any country, providing housing, infrastructure, and fostering investment opportunities. However, it is disheartening to witness how illegal practices, sabi nyo nga, naunahan pa kayo ng mga ibang hindi naman lisensyado. That's why we have this panel discussion. Our collective presence here reflects our shared commitment to combat illegal, illicit practices and ensure a fair and transparent environment for both the sellers, the buyers, and the industry professionals. The challenges are insurmountable, but pwede namang ayusin. Diba? So I encourage everyone to please participate in this particular segment. Now, let me give you the objectives of this panel discussion. First, we want to raise awareness about the prevalence and impact of illegal practice of brokers and developers. Second is delve on the underlying factors that contribute to the illegal practices. Third, explore and share the best practices and strategies for managing and solving such challenges. Fourth is to generate actionable insights. Dito kayo makakapag-share, makakapagbigay ng inyong mga inputs that can be translated into solutions because we want to be a part of the solution. Solicit cooperation and support from the various stakeholders. So what will we do this afternoon? We will be introducing the speakers, and then we will have the segment discussion, where we will also have the curated questions. After which, ito yung chance ninyo na magtanong sa ating mga panelists. Then we will have their last words and then the conclusion. Okay? So, let me go further. Our special guests as our panelists. I would like to call, i-audit ko muna po yung sa first, ako lang tatawagan kasi mukhang magpapahinga ng konti. So, let me go to our second, supposedly our second panelist. A supervising professional regulation officer from PRC Regional Office, 12 Regional Government Center in Cotabato City, the head of the licensure and registration section in charge of the salesperson accreditation and renewal of accreditation of salespersons. Siya rin po ang in charge sa oath-taking ng mga salespersons ninyo. Marami kayong tanong, di ba, tungkol dyan? So, we would like to call in sa stage. He is our Rafael M. Figueroa. Palakpakan po natin siya. Second is, hindi po bago ang voice specifically, as ang face po ng ating central panelist, is the current National Director and the Director in charge of the Anti-Colorum Task Force of PRBRES, a past President of the Davao Board of Realtors Foundation Inc. Let's call in Mr. Bebot Caino. And the next panelist, ito, kanina lang po siya nasabihan. But it's very good na nandito siya because he is a practicing broker, a practicing lawyer, and a litigator. O, diba? Tamang-tama siya sa panel natin ngayon. He is from NPR. Nasa NPR? NPR. Okay. We would like to call in upstage Attorney Ray Nathaniel Ifuro. tayo dito, di ba? Sige. Now, let's go to the segments portion. As we discussed, so as of now, we would like to take up or understand more what is a coloring practice, di ba? Baka yung iba sa atin, kailangan malaman what is a coloring practice of a broker or a developer. So, any of our panelists can answer this related question. For the benefit of our brokers, even ma'am or if it pwede rin pong sumagot, ano ba sa inyo ang ibig sabihin ng color practice? Kung salesperson yan, kung broker yan, or a developer? Attorney?
Good afternoon. I'm Attorney Nathaniel Furong from Manila Board. Simply, illegal practice. The question is, what is an illegal?
Yeah, what is an illegal practice of a broker, developer, or salesperson?
First, there is this parang misnomer now. We don't call a broker a licensed broker because it is he or she is supposed to be or presumed to be licensed. So we just call him or her a real estate broker. So if you are not licensed, you are illegally practicing as a broker.
Sir.
And if the accredited,
Sir.
it would be, we don't call an accredited salesperson accredited. He's not accredited or he's not accredited.
So, kumana si,
salesperson is
Pilar.
engaged
Pilar.
in real estate
How was your panel
practice.
discussion? Okay kayo, very informative.
sa may bago, what's new?
About the dislodgement man to nga kanang accreditation. Video po, Sir Peter.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Words of violation
Sorry.
by
Sorry kayo.
Okay lang.
wala kita na on date. Kasi yung iba, expired license lang or expired accreditation. There are, as in my experience, I've encountered people who are pretending to be brokers and salespersons. Dahil ko na Facebook and other social media. So, to me, if you are not accredited or licensed to be PRC or the PRBRES,
Jericho.
you are engaging in illegal.
So, it's about dislodging and also
Yung mga resolutions.
Thank you, attorney. Now, I would like to move on to the next question. Is it important to us that these colorum practices or illegal practices will be put into a stop?
Well, thank
A
you.
stop.
Actually,
To a stop.
the word coloro,
put into a stop.
it's a slang. It traces back to the Colorado jeepneys. Those jeepneys flying routes without franchise.
Oh.
So the way I understand it, yung Colorado is attributed to Colorado jeeps or jeepneys. And naging slang na yun sa atin. Pero actually the proper pronoun there is illegal practice.
Illegal practice.
Illegal practitioners of real estate.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
personified to be licensed broker or accredited salesperson. That's the meaning color. But reality bites that we cannot totally eradicate color practices because with
It's a
the
continuous battle.
advanced technology, you cannot really detect it unless they advertise. But there are many ways to communicate with prospective buyers through
Wala si Mayor tapping
Messenger, Viber,
Isang mo.
not necessarily
Hindi
posted
na
on
lang
Facebook.
i-fight. Tabang
But what we aim is to professionalize the industry by a proper accreditation of
Mga yung daan.
PRESA. Thank you.
Thank you. So, and developers say that it is important to eradicate or lessen this colorum
Even
practices.
developers will go straight to
It is important because actually these illegal practitioners are stealing business from us.
Exactly.
We follow the law. We took the seminars. We took the
Ako,
board
di na lang
exam
consulting.
because
I
we
talked
are
to some of
complying with what
the
the government says
big
that
company.
you have to take
They don't want to
board
deal
exam.
with
We have
licensed
to
broker.
pass and we have to
They
take
rather
our oath
deal
before
with
the PRC.
mga kulo.
And
But pagka magka-problema
these
na sila,
these
manawag
illegal
na na
practitioners
og
are competing with us in reality. They're taking our source of livelihood.
Straight
That's
from the
why
horse mouth.
we should be
I will quote
concerned
them.
about this Coloro because in a way they are getting our source of livelihood.
almost 1 year na.
Thank you, Ms. Figueroa.
Ingon siya,
Ano
abot
po
siya ng
ang
buwan.
usually
Ako sa
naririnig
hindi
ninyo
ko lang giingon.
or
Hindi na ko siya
cases
makontak.
na nakakarating
Wala
sa
na yun,
inyo
wala na yun.
pagdating sa
Pagkato, napunta dito
illegal
lang.
After that,
practices?
makita ni mo na palit na.
First, in the context of PRC procedural, ano yan,
Patabang siya pabalik.
yung pag-credit as well as renewal. It is observed that after getting the resolution from the board, yung mga salesperson po natin, hindi na bumabalik sa office for accreditation. So, in that manner, if they are practicing the profession, the brokerage, or shall we say, the selling of these properties, that is already considered as illegal practice. On the other hand, if accredited na po sila and hindi rin sila na-take oath, it is still considered, there is still illegal practice there. Kasi based on the recent resolution po that you need to take, the oath taking. Another scenario that we have observed is yung salesperson lumipat ng another broker. Okay, hindi pa na-dislodge si salesperson from that previous broker, but then nag-sell na siya ng properties under the new broker. So, there is the presumption that the new broker had accepted him or her. So, it is suggested that you file for dislodgement muna and seek approval on it. How will we know na na-dislodge na po? One is, you're going to submit, the broker shall submit the application for dislodgement directly to the board. And once na hindi na po namin makita yung pangalan ni salesperson sa list ni broker, that's the time na dislodge na po si salesperson. Klaro po ba yun? You can go to the office if you wanted to verify kung sino-sino yung mga salesperson na under sa inyo. And if you had applied for the dislodgement of that salesperson, we have the list of salesperson through our RESAs. Doon mo nakikita lahat ng status ng salesperson. If nag-file lang siya for the resolution, na-approve ba yun or nagpa-accredit siya. Okay.
Thank you.
So, nandun po lahat yun na.
Thank you, Ma'am Figueroa. Follow-up lang po. So, pwede ba or kailangan bang mag-resign? Or if, for example, a salesperson, nag-resign siya, kailangan pa rin ba siyang sumunod ng dislodging?
Yes, ma'am. It is one of the reasons na nakalagay po sa ating causes of dislodgement, resignation of the real estate salesperson from the list of salesperson need brokers. Nandun isa po yun.
Thank you. And para makumpleto ang ating panelists, let us bring back our very reliable and competent member of the PRBRES, Honorable Pilar and Flores Banaag. Let's give her a round of applause para you would want to add something? Okay. Pwede po mag-pass ng microphone. Okay, now let's go to segment 2. Challenges in combating colorum practices. In your opinion, or in your observation, or maybe even facts, what are the challenges that we are facing now in terms of combating these illegal practices? Tama-tama po, meron tayong taga-regulatory board natin, meron tayong PRBRES. So, ma'am, Honorable Ma'am Pilar, I would want to Sir,
I want to present some of the challenges that we encounter so that we can also come up with some of our observations. Oh, by the way, meron ako
I mean,
naglaghang sa narinig ko.
it's a non-ending discussion.
We have to use the
Kolorong, lisod na
terms as
i-discuss.
real estate broker. This is provided in our law.
Lisod magagudi
Bakit meron tayong
eventually kita
customs
dyan may
broker sa PRC?
because of
So
the
kung
stupid
gagamitin lang natin
transactions.
broker, maka-custom broker.
Oo,
O kaya
tuna.
broker lang.
Uy, tuna.
So let us complete the real estate broker.
Dong.
Mga under
Ako na.
Section 15, or particularly Resolution
Pero,
15,
ano
is
na,
that
i-slice na.
within professional title,
Slice na.
you can use the real
Pang-share.
estate broker title. You can have the suffix
Pwede na.
as
Pwede na mag-relax.
thank you, ma'am. And the
May open bar
the
mamayang gabi. May beer, may cocktail.
Is that the question of challenges facing the...
ano ba yung mga challenges that
We're very
encounter
happy
now?
because of the tuna.
Well, primarily,
I was worried about the tuna.
the social media is a pain or a
Ayan
boon.
na.
It is an advantage or
Oh, pero
disadvantage.
hindi na
Because of
na-slice
this
na.
technology, the internet, it's very
Maganda
easy
sana yung
for
paano
the
eh.
legal practitioners to communicate with
Ay, it will take
prospective
Ano, it's
buyers
okay
or
because
sellers.
it's fresh.
We benefit from this technology, but it's becoming more sophisticated, more difficult to catch them, to bring them,
Picture
to
ako na.
bring evidence against them
Ang
because
price
of
of
the
being good girls
the trend of technology.
tuna and
And of course, one of the
Wow na.
challenges is the proper implementation of PRES. Talagang masakit sa ulo yun kasi we are following what our regulators say. He's telling us what to do, but these colorons are doing it on their own way. They're posting advertisement on Facebook, on Twitter, TikTok, or
So,
Facebook Reels.
During our 45th
And we are helpless on what to do with them. Because there's so many numerous practitioners these days that
I had kidney
you can hardly bring solution, one solution to eradicate or minimize this problem.
One of my doctors.
So I think one of the challenges that we are facing is the how to
sent us one
minimize and eradicate these illegal practitioners who are competing with us, the legal
kasi
practitioners.
sila na nag-slice.
Thank you, Ma'am Pilar.
Lingaw kay sila.
grace under pressure.
Kailan na niya tayo na
But they ship from here to
reklamo sa challenges sa Facebook or nakuha ng
by air freight.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
I
Ang
hope
yun
we
lang
can
naman.
do a lot of things.
Primero pagkabot sa dito sa among commissary.
Which I did.
Then,
Mahamang pandemic, siguro iba sa atin walang
Di
ginagawa.
ang Miss Casino.
So, not only during the time of pandemic, since before
So,
I joined the
Grand Convention
PRBRES, and then doing
Commissary
this
of Grand
Harbor.
Harbor City, yeah, Harbor City.
But sad to note, based on my
Harbor,
observation,
di ba before is
some of
Harbor and
our
also Grand Convention
professionals
is also
were patronizing those at the Facebook.
sa Grand Con. Pero karon na sila
Example sa patronizing, merong nagpo-post, luti-luti,
Si Winglip is
data-data,
also your partner. Winglip
tapos
siya.
merong nagpo-post, project to sell, wala man lang license to sell, walang advertising permit number in consonance with
I know the
Section
daughter
19
is also,
of
ang daughter-in-law niya is also a
2957
broker
as
in Shaka.
implemented by the
And, ang iyang asawa si
Resolution
Anthony.
921
Anthony now is the owner of Jafar's.
2015. And yet, our professionals were sharing it for public knowledge. If we want to eradicate or stop this kind of advertisement in one media, nila sa
Kuya Jay also.
Facebook ito,
Yeah.
other means
Hindi na
of one
want to work
media,
under
another form of
Correct.
one
Ito na.
media.
He told me man kay ang iyang husband does not feel happy. It's different daw
Sabi nga namin,
ang way of
let
working with
us
the
create
corporate.
noise
So, decided
in
to quit.
Facebook. if all of
Dahil
us
ito,
had been
working in a
annoyed
corporate
with those
ano,
forms of advertisement as
because you're used to having
practically
everything
posted
what you
in
want,
the Facebook,
idea
then
mo.
let us also
Then
create
suddenly somebody will tell
noise.
you, no,
How?
you cannot.
Call their attention, and in most cases for several times, even before I joined PRBRES, I've been telling these people, please comply Section 38 of RA
Partner man ko
9646.
sa
Yung
kang
panahon ko,
the family,
ginawa na
Fox and
nila.
family with Henry Utenso.
Oh.
Bakit?
Ah, si Henry.
Kasi hindi
Oh,
mo
si
alam
Chachoy.
yung ng RA ng Section 38 eh.
Si Sammy man na.
And that Section
Sammy.
Kanang
38
Sammy,
is an
questionable na rin
ID
yung
or
pagkakuha.
an identification
Kung
that
naglagot
you
din pa ng
or
Sammy.
we who posted
Lagot pa
something on
Okay.
the Facebook
Anyway.
is a legitimate practitioner,
Ito sa
especially if you sign
Sa younger
provisions of
brother
the
pa yun.
RESA and you put their
Younger
name
brother
there
sa ako
in
Marino.
your
Okay.
profile
And I
at the
old school
Facebook
you.
that you are a licensed
Resistant to
practitioner.
change.
I don't know if you have
Frustrated
tried,
yung mga anak
but
kay
I
pag-uubing
have
biing.
several times, and several times,
So,
I have
sige
been
ko silang
insulted
mabaliktran.
in
Until finally,
instances where
kaning ako
I
youngest,
hold
to
the
kamanas lang na
attention
din
of the
youngest,
person who
youngest.
made those
May ako youngest na siya yung
advertisements, even
Yeah, then,
on those big
lahat siya yung ano,
developers
nasa
group,
plan.
those
Yeah,
persons
then,
who
I
train
yung
marketing officer,
grandfather na ba?
marketing director, sales
Who
specialist,
I'd like
property
to present again.
consultant,
This is your
property
suggested plan.
specialist. And that's why when I make my own comment, please comply. Itong latest na. Kasi meron kaming memorandum na pinalabas. Ang sinasabi ko na, please strictly comply Section 38 of RA 9646 and the PRBRES Memorandum Draft. Kasi in our memorandum, nandun po sa Annex A, ano ang dapat ilagay doon. Okay? Merong sumagot na sa akin ng isa, Kuyu.
Isa na siya.
Okay? Well, understandable. Hindi naman ako masyadong sikat. Hindi naman ako si Alden o si May na sikat. Okay? Kuyu. Sabi ko, well, from
Pwede na, pwede na, pwede na.
PRBRES. So what?
Ha? Oh.
So pagkatapos, so what kasi? So sa Bisaya pa, so what? Sulat mo.
Ano mo ni? Tuna?
So what? Diba sa Bisaya?
Lubi.
Diba? Sulat. So, sabi ko naman ng reply ko, I had screenshot your advertisement and I will bring this to the proper authority because you have violated the provisions of the RESA and also the provision of PD 957. After a few minutes, deleted yung advertisements.
Pila man, pila.
Sana, gumawa tayo ng noise sa Facebook. If each one of us had seen this kind of advertisement, please scrutinize the advertisement.
Ayos sabi.
However, some of us, kasi sinusunod ko yung trailing, kung sino yung nag-comment, uy, shared. So, ibig sabihin nun, when you share that article, which we think is a violation, as far as our law is concerned, you are patronizing the illegal act. And, ang sabi ng iba, Ma'am, sinare lang namin yun. Kasi minsan, talagang pinapangalanan ko na, broker so-and-so. Okay? Comply section. Ma'am, sinare lang yun. Bakit? Hindi ko pa alam ang content ng section 38. Biglang nag-PM. Ma'am, sa totoo lang, hindi ko po alam. O yun. Pag PM, sabi ko, release it your RA 9646. Ang request na po natin, alam ko po padahan na sila. But some of them, or maybe all of them, I will make an assumption this time that they were not educated. Probably those, okay, in those posting at the Facebook, selling projects of the developers may or may not be accredited salesperson. By making such noise, it will create public impression that there is something wrong in the advertisement, there is something wrong for the advertiser, and it will also call the attention of the government agency, particularly the SURE, Okay? Bakit? Kasi sila dapat ang supervise ng compliance of Section 19 and their own guidelines for that. So dapat, tayo ang gagawin natin, okay? We create noise, we inform them about the law, violating certain provisions of our law, not only our law, but even PD 927, screenshot it, bring it to the shoot. Pwede mo natin gawin yun? Pwede. Kaya lang, sabi ko na nga kanina, we'll share. Kasi tinignan ko yung sino yung nag-shoot. Broker ito, minsan sinasabi ko sa Facebook, check mo nga ang pangalan nito, kaya expect. Because I have here my phone, huwag mo lang kunin yung phone ko. Marami ho akong screenshot dito, marami din broker dito, na dito sa forum natin na nag-share ng information. And I will be producing this in printed copy, give it to the legal, and give it also to sorry, you want us to eradicate, then let's be the model of eradicating the illegal practices.
Thank you, Ma'am Pilar. Palakpakan naman natin yun, sagot na yun. Sa pool, sabi nga, di ba? What she's saying, what our dear member board is saying, sometimes we ourselves tolerate it.
Yes.
Actually, pero isa sa inyo dyan, ang daming pinos, no? Na galing sa isang salesperson, maybe. Hindi naman kasi naka-indicate. Under Section 13, hindi naman naka-indicate yung detalye, no? And they are selling. Okay? So, yun ang tip ngayon ni Ma'am Pilar on how you go about it. Ma'am Figueroa, any addition to that? And then, attorney? Yes?
One of the challenges na na-encounter namin sa office is more of the lack of knowledge of salesperson. There are those salesperson na dumidiretso ho sa office without reading the requirements at saka hindi pagdadala ng mga complete requirements. So there are times wherein these salespersons get mad over the non-acceptance of their requirements. So, to whom shall we blame this lack of information? To both the salesperson and the broker. Kasi it is really the responsibility of the broker to go to the office para ipa-accredit si salesperson. Here comes the broker, inallow niya si salesperson without even giving the SPA or the special power of attorney. Even without orienting the salesperson, particularly kung ano yung mga forms na dadalhin. So sa part namin, of course, we cannot deny na madedelay talaga yung submission ng requirements to the board, especially for its approval. So in this sense, it is suggested that there will be information dissemination lalo pa sa ating mga salespersons as brokers. So, we are actually open for that. If these brokers we have will just organize. So we can have this intensive information dissemination as to the features of the current resolution which is in effect. There are those salespersons that they bring the renewal application. In fact, they are not yet to be renewed. So in our system, hindi pa nga sila approved. But then, they're bringing them that form. So sasabihin namin sa kanila that, ma'am, hindi ka pa po allowed after checking in the RESAs. Yan po yung accreditation system namin. It's a database wherein doon namin nakikita lahat ng salesperson, lahat ng brokers, ano yung status, filed, approved, accredited. Okay, lahat ng data nandun po. So, aside from that, these salespersons we have that in the office particularly, they were expecting na ma-accommodate sila agad-agad. But then, upon reviewing their documents, merong mga kulang. So, meron pang application na hindi pa nga signed ni broker, wherein that is the requirement. So, it is really a must for the brokers to educate yung ating salesperson. So if it requires communication. So kung mag-renew or magpapa-accredit si salesperson, mag-usap naman kayo.
Thank you.
And broker has the responsibility from accreditation to renewal. Okay, so kung wala ka doon sa tabi ni salesperson, pwede naman po kayo magpadala ng special power of attorney and of course, yung complete requirements para tuloy-tuloy ho yung process.
Thank you, Mr. Gurua.
Overweight
It
po
has
ba?
been mentioned since kanina kay Ma'am Pilar, yung process na yun.
The pineapple,
But as part
mga
of
nailang
education,
specialty dito.
diba, this is one reason why we want to be a member of a board, national board with their local board. Kasi this is one way of educating. Napansin ko rin po ito, no? Sometimes
Mapalit ko sa lahog ka na sa
tayo
ormo ka na mga pineapple
mabasa yung mga resolutions na
ito
tayo
ko sa ormo, sabin.
I don't know, maybe as
Sabin
part
Hotel,
of
diba?
our
Sa
branding,
Sabin Hotel.
yung iba pa na hindi nagbibigay ng attention sa mga resolutions issued by PRC or PRBRES affecting our real estate service. Maybe this is the opportune time for we to be more serious about this. Kasi para hindi tayo, nahahalata ni Ma'am Pilar, kung minsan yung mga resolutions na tinatanong niya, iba-ibang sagot natin, di ba? Parang pag sinabi ng point to the north, kung saan tayo nang-appoint. Why? Because of education.
Yeah.
And we are very good at that. So sana, we will and please, just let us know sa ito committee ng pare, or we can help you. Kung meron tayo, hindi, kailangan ma-clarify itong
Suggestion. So happened that I am a past president of PRBRES, for those who are not aware of that. I think you can improve as far as the servicing of our members. Kaya nga tayo nag-join ang association, hindi dahil gusto natin madalas ang sosyalan, but we need our association to help us grow also. Okay? Wherein, I would suggest, the Education Committee in the national level, together with the regional or the chapter level, do the planning on some of the educational activities as far as the members is concerned. And after that planning, you get all the materials. Kasi parang mag-umpisa kayo kasi sa kanina lang habang ako nagtatanong, parang exam yun oral exam. Ilan lang ang nakasagot. Karamihan ay hindi aware and updated. So siguro kukuha kayo ng mga resolution, nandun sa PRC website, you go to PRBRES icon, and then download some of those resolutions, and then you study it, and if you need somebody to interpret it for you, go to PRBRES and request our assistance. And after that, nag-building, nag-orientation, nag-team building, request your committee for education or membership committee to re-echo all of those to your members. And I'm sure by doing that, you will earn and you will have more members.
Thank you.
And another thing, baka kung hindi natin umpisahan yun, baka pagdating at paglabas ng mga resolutions namin sa career progression, tayo na.
Thank you, Ma'am Pilar. On behalf of the National Leadership of PRBRES members, I don't know if you have read them, but pina-email po yung resolutions na nabanggit ni Ma'am Pilar through the office of our president sa lahat ng member board presidents. Natanggap niyo ba yun? It was emailed maybe 2 weeks ago. Can I see the rest? Can I see the rest of the hands na nakatanggap? Nakatanggap?
Ng what?
All resolutions
Natanggap
issued
po
by
kasi
PRBRES.
ako natanggap ko. And not only that, EduCom released our, what do you call this, souvenir program today. Pinapublish ko sa EduCom report lahat ng resolutions na yun. Now we can see the importance of reading emails, reading those important resolutions kasi it is for our practice. Now, we are discussing about the possible strategies paano ba masosolusyonan yung irregular practice na yan. So, attorney, meron ka bang bright idea maliban sa napag-usapan natin?
Meron po akong idea pero hindi ko alam kung right.
Good answer.
Siya yung bright o hindi?
Good answer.
So, tinawag mo na rin si Ma'am Pilar na Ma'am Pilar. I have this proper from how we address Ma'am Pilar na rin. Can we suggest, ma'am, or maybe with the help of PRBRES or other real estate organization that maybe we make the presentation with Facebook or the quad media that you referred to, that maybe we could admonish them to not allow publications of real estate services without complying with the requirements of the law. Like,
Actually, meron tayong association na ginawa na yun. At saka ginawa naman yung Facebook din. Kaya lang, ang kailangan ng Facebook is a proof. Kasi pag nagreklamo ka, wala ka ng proof, eh, wala din gagawin sa Facebook. Pero pag nagreklamo ka, meron kang screenshot nun, at least alam ni Facebook kung sino ba ang hindi niya i-allow. Okay? Another thing, is hindi lang naman doon kay Facebook eh. Eh bakit? Alam naman natin na sa NBI is part of the team ng Joint Memorandum Circular on the Anti-Illegal Real Estate Transactions Task Force. Eh sana pag nag-screenshot kayo, ibigay nyo na rin sa NBI at saka sa PNP for entrapment. Okay? Kasi di ba may cybercrime division naman?
Pwede pa-blatter.
Diba? Ibigay nyo na.
PNP
Actually, that's
investigate
part
sa
of the
trabaho mo na sa
exploration
PNP ng
of the
investigation.
area where PRC is doing right now. Kasi sa mga bagay na yan,
Water
yung legal
without
department ng PRC ang ginagawa. Okay? Another thing, and this is, I'd like to be confident about this. Meron tayong, let me say this in a candid manner. I know Bantay-Colorum is a generic term. I know that is a fact. However, PRBRES had started creating and organizing the Bantay-Colorum Task Force, of which we invited some of our professionals in the year 2019 to attend the orientation and briefing, and we also invited them to join us in the training workshop. Okay? It was unfortunate because of the pandemic, hindi namin naipalabas yung official list. And there were several in the Facebook, even in the regional area, that claim na member sila ng Bantay-Colorum Task Force of PRBRES. And that's why, to correct that misrepresentation, by next week, we will be releasing a memorandum for those recognized official or authorized practitioners who underwent the training and the seminar conducted by PRBRES. And we will also come out with our group, kagaya doon sa Facebook na sinabi natin, legitimate real estate service practitioner. Gagawa din po tayo ng Facebook account for those PRBRES official Bantay-Colorum Task Force members.
Thank you, Ma'am Pilar. Sir Bebo.
So, I hope
Babantay po
that,
ako dyan, ma'am.
yeah, sandali po sir. I hope na yung mga nagbabantay ko, okay, please, minimize. Otherwise, baka makulurong ho kayo doon. Okay? Because you are making misrepresentation claiming that you were authorized by PRC and PRBRES. Wala po akong pinapatamahan doon, pero bato-bato sa langit, napatamahan, huwag lang magalit. Okay? Thank you.
Salamat po. Attorney, you have a follow-up?
Second question, meron na po bang criminally charged illegal practitioner with the prosecutor's office?
Meron na po, kung titingnan natin sa Metro Angeles, sa Pampanga, sa Region 4, this was initiated by the SUD, and we have one, alam niyo naman, I don't have to mention the personality, the case is already in court. In fact, he was detained by the PNP office. that is involving violations of RA 9646. Sa amin ngayon, tinitingnan din natin yung ating mga professionals.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kawawa naman kung kami mismo mag-i-initiate motu proprio in filing a case. At saka nakakahiya pag sinabi namin sa NBI, i-entrap nito kaagad for the license. Because of the fact, hindi sila nag-comply ng Section 33, 34, 38, and patronizing illegal practitioners. Kaya po, ang ginawa namin, kawawa naman, baka hindi updated, of which it was proven during the inspection and in several fora that we were invited to speak. Ginagawa po namin ngayon, exhaustion of administrative remedies available at PRC. The same with your organization, you have the remedies or the exhaustion of administrative remedies. Kaya nga, nabanggit ko kanina, ang ginagawa namin ngayon, pag meron kami mga findings, meron kami mga documents, binibigay namin sa legal to draft, sa SHUCOS order, or doon sa ating mga professional, SHOCOS, and for those unlicensed, yung notice to explain. Another thing, there were several complaints that we had received from PRC, and I hope most of us, even our association, will be serious about filing administrative or even criminal cases, or even request PRC to exercise the power of the PRBRES in extrajudicial proceedings, or even the tinatawag natin motu proprio exercise of its power. Okay? Sana po, if you initiated to file a complaint or soon will be filing a complaint, pag pinatawag po kayo ng legal to show and to appear in the hearing, do not shy away. Likewise, when you submit any complaint, take note that there should be substantiation, meaning you have to attach documentary evidence to prove your complaint. Unfortunately, pag hindi nag-attend yung complainant, wala namang proof as far as the complaint or the basis of the complaint. Tinatawag namin walang merit yung complaint, i-dismiss. Okay? Kailangan po talaga tiyaga. In my experience, being the advocator of the colorum or the legal practices during DTI days, I spent my own money facing litigation, complaining against me, bakit ko daw sinama sila doon sa DTI na mga colorum at saka illegal practices. And it so happened at the DTI level, natalo na. Kaya nangyari, ako pinailan ng complaint sa RTC. Sa awa ng Diyos naman, na-dismiss din. Okay? So if we are really certain and serious about this challenge, or the challenges of our quest for the real recognition and only the licensed real estate practitioners will be allowed to do so, then let us be serious about our campaign. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Another thing, let me have this. Tapusin ko na. Sino ba dito sa inyo ang hindi pa AMLA registered? Balagtarin ko yung tanong. Walang nag-raise ng hand eh. Sino ba dito ang AMLA registered? Ay, kanina walang nag-raise, tapos ngayon iilan lang. So, ibig sabihin, marami pa ho ang hindi compliant sa AMLA. Don't you know that AMLA or the council is finding its way to help the real estate brokers? In fact, when we were invited last year to help them make some amendments of their guidelines, they asked the PRBRES input on how to do it and how to change it. And part of our recommendation were this. One, to allow the broker's signature, okay, or to mandate various government agencies to look for the licensed broker in the matters of real estate transactions. And in fact, we advise AMLAC to come out with memorandum of agreement with the Department of Finance, of which the DIR is under with, and also with LRA, including DNR, in connection with this, as well as we should.
Dapat na.
Why?
It's like a
Because we
lawyer.
explained to them, and I told them about my experience
Okay.
in the practice of
There should be a
general
personality.
no problem as far as the monitoring and project selling, because we know that the developer should report, and if you are the broker, you are not registered, and you fail to report to AMLAC on the 7.5 million transaction, then you will be subjected for the sanction as provided under AMLAC. Not only on the criminal liabilities, but including the sanction that the AMLAC can recommend to the PRC for the suspension. But the worst part is the revocation of your license. And that's why, on the progress of our recommendation, this is what Attorney RJ responded. The Assistant
Imagine,
Executive
kitang mga license na
Director
ganyan ka
of
ng requirements,
the draft of the
requirements yung
law
dapat
are
mo
already in the
required mo.
position of
How much
those
more the
government agencies.
mga illegal
And one
practitioners, di ba?
single case
Dapat they have no
that
room for this
brokers'
industry kay
participation
ba?
Naku,
will be
suggestion ba?
required
Cannot say regarding sa
in
AMLA ba?
real estate.
Let's make a seminar to ano ba?
So,
Make aware
thank you for
mga
that.
broker
And
how to
another thing
register
is
sa AMLA.
And another thing, please support. Although you're retired, according to the congressman who authored the amendments of the RESA, and I also talked with one of the senator who will support the amendments of the RESA. Let us support the amendments of the RESA that all real estate transactions, whether general brokerage or project selling, will be undertaken by a license.
Nice. Kana kayo notaryo.
Thank you very much, Pilar.
Ontario,
There's this one
ano siya?
question that we can entertain, and it is addressed to PRBRES. Do we sanction the owner,
Oo, lagi.
seller, who allow unlicensed agent to sell their property?
Sanction. Who are we to sanction? We don't have jurisdiction. But what we have to do is to
Mas mahal ito
educate them.
1%
In the aspect
outright.
of developers, it is supposed to be the sure who will educate them.
Ma-charge at
Or the
1%.
association of the
Charge at
developers
1%
as
just by signing.
PRBRES or SDAP and SHEDA, who should educate all their members as far as the developers is concerned. But sad to know, when we conducted inspections with the developer, kami pa ang may kasalanan. Bakit? Ang tanong sa amin, bakit ngayon na kayo dumating sa aming lugar? Ibig sabihin, habang kami nag-i-inspect, ini-educate po namin sila tungkol sa RESA. And that was the first time that they heard about RESA. Okay? So, tungtong na tanong doon is ito, bakit po ba wala pa kayong technical advisor when it comes to real estate
Salit sa
matters?
Marines.
Ang sagot nila,
Salit, yung
meron
developer,
na.
salit sa
Sino
Marines.
yun? Yung broker namin. And that's why we said, as part of our recommendation, well, you have to engage the services of a licensed person. Okay? Wala tayong jurisdiction over the developer to file or to sanction them because it is with the should. Ano po ba ang pwede nating magawa? Take note, brokers and salesperson should also be registered with the should under PD 957 and the guidelines that I had mentioned. So ano po ba pwede natin gawin? Report them to the should and let the should do their part. How about the registered owner? Hindi ba po pwede ang association natin should go to LRA and request LRA to educate or come up with a training program in collaboration with PRBRES to educate the property owners.
Thank you. So, ang daming bago. Sir Rego, is that a quick one-sentence lang?
Actually, in addition to that, it goes back to the root cause why we have this so many colorants all around practicing, because we have clients catering to these colorants, because it goes back to the public is not aware that there's such thing as RESA, that we should deal with licensed practitioners or unlicensed, accredited salesperson. That's why our board 2 days ago, our national directorate approved a 60,000 Facebook ads awareness campaign, because July is RESA awareness month. So, on top of the memorandum to emanate from the office of the president for a uniform tarpaulin campaign to be posted at Registry of Deeds, PIR, and other government offices. PRBRES National also allocated 60,000 for a paid to be distributed all over the country, particularly NCR. Facebook ads, automatic paid ads that will be featured in the sponsored timelines in the Facebook. This is our way of educating the public about RESA. That this should deal with licensed practitioners or accredited salespersons.
That's good news, no?
Okay.
60,000 budget.
May I add to that? Kulang yan 60,000 yun.
No. That's
Kaya
correct.
nga, in certain extent, meron akong mga topic about RESA, about advocacy, and they gave me professional fee. I donated it for that program. However, this is what we did during DTI days. We started it among ourselves. Okay? What we did, the association printed tarpaulin, and we requested each of our member to put the tarpaulin in the respective offices. Another thing, we identified government offices wherein real estate transactions will go through. And likewise, okay, we conducted or requested and we volunteered ourselves in radio, TV, to be invited to talk about the advocacy program, to educate the public. Bakit hindi natin gawin? Alam ko, inumpisan yan because we started it during Nomere time in Northern Mindanao, PRBRES, Northern Mindanao. It was also practically carried by the national level during the time of past President Daisy Coxen. Hindi ko lang alam kung saan natigil. Hindi po enough ang inyong 60,000 pesos. Sa totoo lang. Okay? Lalo na, maski sa Facebook yung ilagay yan, tapos merong sila moody doon, at saka sino pa kayong asinto na yun, na napopromote ng real estate, tapos in collaboration with the association. Nila moody and other those influencer are practically violating the provisions of the Again,
How many?
kulang po ang 60,000 sa PRBRES. Sa national, kung pwede, ang maganda,
More than
bawat chapter, you raise your own fund for that particular purpose. Okay? Ano ang ginawa namin? In PRBRES CDO, every time we conduct CPD program, 20% of the net proceeds of the CPD program was devoted and reserved for the advocacy activity to eradicate the illegal and the coloro practitioners. That's why in Cagayan de Oro, nung kami doon, kaya pati si Ayala, nung una namin silang pinatawag doon sa government office, pinadalhan kami kaagad ng 4 na lawyers to address. Akala na magpapile kami. We were about to file a case. Pero namahan nila kami sa Libya. At that time, sabi nila, kausapin na lang, hindi na maulit ang muli.
Thank
That's
you.
why, titingnan natin, without you knowing it, Ayala is closely coordinating with PRBRES. as far as their advertisements, as far as the compliance of their brokers and sales person. Sana gawin din natin kasi meron naman tayong mga local developers. Let us create awareness and information drive, and maybe whatever funds you have or activities you have in the chapter, share a little amount intended for that noble purpose.
Thank you, ma'am. And for the sake of the other members who are here, some local boards have continuously done that when they visit the offices, for example, of the mayor, of the PIR, of the DPWs, and other government agencies. They have with them a banner specifying what is RESA and to deal only with licensed real estate brokers. I'm sure some of you have been doing that. Ang sinasabi siguro ni Ma'am Pilar is strengthen it kasi hindi masyadong naririnig or nakikita kasi medyo konti pa. At saka yung 16,000 natin, payat. Okay? Alright, in the interest...
Ma'am Glo, alam ko, ginawa na ninyo, binigyan nyo nga yung tarpaulin ninyo tapos nire-request yung mga government offices. Kaya lang yung mga opisina at saka bahay ng inyong members, wala namang tarpaulin. O ilang opisina lang ba sa DILG, meron tayo sa city, meron tayo sa DSUD, maybe DSUD, we allow, PRC, DPWS, ilang offices lang yun? Ilang members pa kayo sa buong Pilipinas? Kung bawat member ay merong tarpaulin sa opisina at sa bahay, it will create an impact because talagang may nagtatanong, bakit meron kang ganyan? Ano yan? Okay? Baka sabihin pa rin niya, pwede mo akong lagyan dyan? Sa bahay ko? Why? Kasi sa amin, sa experience namin, particularly doon sa NOMERED, as well as PhilRe's CDO, naging effective tool yun for creating public awareness. Okay? So sana, inumpisahan na nga before ng ating previous residents and administration, sana ituloy nyo. Because lalo pong lumalaki ang challenges when it comes to eradication of illegal and colorong practices.
Maraming salamat po sa mga strategies, sa mga inputs na binigay ng ating board member, and also Ms. Figueroa from PRC, and also Attorney Ifrong, and our very own. O yan, marami siyang responsibilities ngayon. Being the head of the anti-colorong practice, no? ng PARED. So again, maraming salamat sa pagtsatsaga niyo po na makinig sa mga bagong inputs. Ma'am Pilar, thank you very much for joining us, Ms. Figueroa, Attorney Ifrong, and Sir Belbon. Maraming